Dear Biafrans, I would like to add to a suggestion and bring forth another suggestion. There's been a voice note that has been going viral made by one of our brothers suggesting that we sit at home on the 26th of July. Now, I'll like to add to that suggestion by saying that I think we should make it 3 days before. Sit at home 3 days straight before. Hold the economy to ransom. I think that brother's idea was very good, but I think 1 day is not enough. I would, if it was up to me, I'll say a week, but I don't want to push things. At least 3 days. Shut down the zoo economy for 3 straight days. Let's flex that muscle. That's one. And, I hope this message can get across to all Biafrans at home. All Biafrans on ground. My second suggestion, now this one goes to Biafrans in diaspora. I've been saying this, I think our big problem is the fact that the British public largely doesn't know our plight. The British government knows, the media knows. The British government is behind it, and the media is covering it, their media is covering it up for them. But their public doesn't really know. So I'm suggesting that it's time we get the message out to the British public. One of my ideas for this is, first things first, I think, and I've said this before, I think from now on, if you must make a comment or you must make a video, even in the video title, instead of just writing Fulani headsmen kill 5 villagers somewhere, write British Fulani headsmen. Tie those two names together, British and Fulani. I think we need to tie those two names together, create a new nomenclature or appellation for those two people, Fulani and British. Because if you know enough history, you understand that their behavior is just the same. You can say they're the same people because they behave the same. So I think we need to tie them together so that the whole world will know that they roll together. That's one. And also so that the British public, when they start seeing comments with British Fulani and start seeing videos with British Fulani, they'll start asking questions. Which one is Fulani again inside British? And by the time they start asking, they'll start, so who's Fulani? And then they'll start really finding out who Fulani is, how they chop heads, how they rape. And believe me, when they realize that Fulani might eventually soon get a country and might soon get passport to start coming to Britain, trust me. If there's any public that knows how to be restless, it's the British public. You can see how they were restless with the Syrian crisis. They are restless with anybody darker than them coming into their country. They were restless in Europe. That's why they left. We need to make them restless about Biafra. We need to make them realize that, look, they will get sucked into this Biafra, whether they like it or not. So that's one suggestion for Biafrans in diaspora. And it's nothing much to do. It's just making a comment, titling your video. Instead of just saying Fulani did this. No, just say British Fulani. You might think that you're adding some gloss to Fulani by attaching British to them, but I see it the other way. I think British need some shit rubbed on them in the form of Fulani. And then the second thing, like I said, our biggest problem is the fact that the British public largely doesn't know what's going on. The government knows, the media knows, but they're covering it up. So what I'm suggesting now is, let's try and start getting on radio shows. I'm not saying radio shows hosted by fellow Biafrans or people from the zoo. No. We all know what's going on. Radio shows that air out to the British public. Those are the shows we need to start getting on. Yeah, if we can get on TV, fine. But I know that's going to be difficult. And not just radio shows. Find any popular YouTube broadcaster. Get on that show. Tell them that you are here to expose Britain and the crime against humanity she's sponsoring in Nigeria. It is time. It is time to drag Britain into this mud. And for those of you that are young and agile enough, you see, protests and to revolution, it starts in stages. I know, yes, we've been largely well behaved in Britain, but I think for those whose heads are hot, you print flyers talking about everything going on, summarizing everything going on in the zoo, and just leave them in the train, on the seats, on the chair. Someone will pick it up and read. And is this what Britain? Don't forget to include that Britain is involved, though. All those SARS, all those fraudulent amalgamation, fraudulent independence, summarize everything. Leave it on the train, leave it on the bus. Somebody will see it. Somebody will pick it up and read. Leave link website. In fact, I have a YouTube page. This is what I'm set up to do, exposing Britain. Leave a link to my webpage so that they can go there and see more with their own eyes what Britain is doing, what their country, their so-called Britain is doing to us. So, print flyers, just summarize everything well, not long story in such a way. You can even do it like bullet points, starting from Britain's fraudulent amalgamation of headline, Britain's involvement in 21st century genocide in Nigeria. Then bullet points. You start from slave trade even. How they worked with Fulani, just be summary, bullet points. How they fraudulently amalgamated the zoo. How they were still conducting genocide during colonization after amalgamation. How they fraudulently gave us independence. How they masterminded and sponsored the genocidal war, civil war, or it wasn't a civil war, it's a genocide. How after the war they continued the subjugation, and how they been manipulating Fulani from their 1999 constitution to their genocide today to get rid of us, so that they can avoid a lawsuit for slavery and all the nonsense they've done for us. Write everything down, put it in a flyer, spread it around. And if you can get access to any talk shows, if you can't talk, get hold of me. I'll go and do the talking. I know what to say. And if you're in particularly vandal mode, yeah, you can spray paint. You can spray paint. But don't spray paint IPOB. Spray paint Biafra or Oduduwa or spray paint Britain, free Biafra. Britain, free Oduduwa. Do it where, like, you know, all those places where, like, a bridge, all those bridges that train runs under. So that, because a train, high traffic of people and eyes. Some, if you do it bright enough people will notice it. You know, all those parts of South London where all those trains run through. Britain, free Biafra. Britain, free Odudu. Britain, end the zoo. End Nigeria. Include Britain so that they know. Don't just write free Biafra, because British people, if they don't see Britain there, they won't even be tickled. So include Britain. Britain, free Biafra. I wanted to go on to LBC show today, London Broadcasting Corporation or whatever. they were talking about England winning. England is going to win Euro to 20 to whatever. The thing I know win. The thing was vexing me. So these people are here rejoicing, celebrating, and their countries masterminding them, genociding us back home, so that them can be enjoying 24 hours electricity to be watching football, celebrating that Britain football's coming home, is coming home. What nonsense. I called into LBC, spoke to maybe a receptionist. She asked me what I wanted to talk about. I said football. She said, okay, yeah, what exactly do you want to say? I said, I just want to talk about the football. She said, okay, yeah, well, like along what lines? And then I said, okay, well, it's interesting how, Britain is celebrating all this football fervor and victory. And meanwhile, she's involved in the crisis and genocide going on in Nigeria. And I said, I was careful to say Nigeria because I knew if I said Biafra, that's the end. But the receptionist told me, there's a lot of people waiting. I'll see what I can do. Meanwhile, I called at the beginning of the show, 10 o'clock to 1. Guess what? Did they call me back? Come on. Of course they didn't. So, but we'll keep trying. Even if it's YouTube channel, any of those popular British YouTube channels, especially those right-wing leaning ones, those are the ones I want to enter. Those ones that for them, Britain can do no evil. Britain is so good. Those are the ones I want to enter. Please, anybody that can get access to, or I've sent some of them email, but I maybe I'm a bit too harsh, but yes, they need to hear what's going on. Britain is not as squeaky clean as those people believe, or her people believe, or as her government is covering using the media from her people. And the sad joke is that Britain parades around the world saying champion of human rights. But look at what she's doing in Nigeria, in the zoo. Britain, all she did in the zoo was construct a glorified, a giant meat grinder. Since Britain stepped into that space, people die every day. For 250 years, people die every day since Britain has been involved in that space she called Nigeria. Enough is enough. Please share this message. Let it go viral, please. Thank you.